Buenos días, Iglesia. Good morning, church. My name is Jaime DeAnda, and I serve as a minister for the Los Angeles International Church of Christ. I want to give a special welcome to those who are visiting here today. Thanks for worshiping with us. I hope that God's message stirs your heart to continue to seek His will for your life. Today, we want to share with you about a special part of our ministry, missions. The Los Angeles Church is part of a fellowship known as the International Churches of Christ. And we do mean international. Not only do we have a rich variety of cultures and ethnicities here in our local congregation, but we also are connected with other congregations in the rest of the world. One of our special partnerships is with the churches in Mexico and Central America. In 1987, I was privileged to be part of the mission team that helped to plant the Mexico City Church of Christ. Since then, God has blessed this region of the world with tremendous growth. We now have 41 churches in 9 nations. And this year, like we do every year, we'll have a special missions contribution here in Los Angeles. Our goal is to raise support for the missionary work of the church. Why do we do this? Well, in John chapter 10, verses 14 to 16, Jesus said, "I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. Just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. I have other sheep that are not of this sheep pen. I must bring them also. They too will listen to my voice, and there shall be one flock and one shepherd." Although Jesus' personal ministry was rather localized to the region of Judea and Galilee, his vision was that every person would be reached and have an opportunity to be saved and become part of his flock. As disciples of Christ, we carry that same vision into everything that we do. That is why we support mission work. Most of the financial support of the mission work comes from regional groups of the Greater Los Angeles Church. Over the past few years, other churches like San Diego have also begun to contribute to our work. And today it's my pleasure to explain to you how this money is managed and where it goes. The contributions given by the LA and other churches are managed by a separate organization, MCA Missions. MCA Missions is a nonprofit entity organized under Section 501c3 of the U.S. Tax Code. MCA Missions is overseen by a board of directors, and the day-to-day activities are managed by 3 officers. Currently, we have 4 ministry couples who are discipling or mentoring some of the lead evangelists and women's ministry leaders in the larger churches in Mexico and Central America. These 4 couples form what we call our Ministry Advisory Group. The present financial cycle runs from October of 2013 to September of 2014. Our total budget for this year is about $670,000. 10% of the money is needed for administrative purposes and to maintain our reserve fund. As you can see, about 90% of the money goes to our various missions programs. Some of our programs are based domestically. A lot of our work consists of training and shepherding of various ministry groups in the foreign churches, and most of this is done by U.S.-based ministers like the ones who make up our Ministry Advisory Group. Finally, about 72% of the budget is given to directly support programs in the foreign churches. Here's how it works. This year, MCA Missions switched from a church-based to a programs-based funding approach. With the input of the Ministry Advisory Group and several ministers from the foreign churches, we identified 3 major areas of need. Churches in Mexico and Central America submitted proposals to support programs in these 3 areas: mission support, campus ministry, and leadership development. Finally, the board of directors approved funding to 32 programs. Many of the churches in our mission field are not yet self-supporting. We are providing mission work to these 20 churches this year so they can continue their evangelistic work and build these local ministries. We also believe that it is important to reach out to young people who will one day become leaders in society. MCA Missions is helping to support the development of these 5 campus ministries. We are inspired by the work of the Mexico City Church's ministry at UNAM. The National University of Mexico is one of the largest universities in the world. A year ago, we only had a handful of students on that campus. In 1 year, the group doubled in size. And so far this year, they are on pace to double again. As churches grow, it becomes difficult for the needs of the congregation to be met by just one ministry couple. Training of new leaders in different areas of ministry is paramount to the church's continual growth. We're currently supporting 7 leadership training programs. These programs are led mainly by foreign evangelists, and they involve training of both large and small group leaders. They do this through retreats, workshops, one-on-one training, and other methods. Because these evangelists oversee several congregations, a lot of travel is usually involved. The brothers and sisters in Mexico and Central America always ask me to thank you here in LA Church for your generosity and for your prayers. They're all very grateful for your support, but they also want to invite you to join them and connect with them. One way of doing this is by visiting the churches. In a few weeks, the Nicaragua Church will be hosting this year's Central American Conference. There's still time to register if you want to go. Another way to participate is by going on the Community Service Brigades. This is a program run by Hope Worldwide. You can go and spend a few days serving the physical needs of members of the church and their community. Several LA Church members have been on these brigades, and their lives have been transformed by the experience. If you want to participate, the next brigades are in July in Honduras and in August in Guatemala. Besides our special missions contribution, you can also donate to MCA Missions through the Ralph's Community Contributions Program. If you already shop at Ralph's, you can just sign up, and for every grocery purchase you make, Ralph's will donate a percentage to MCA Missions. As simple as that. We also have short-term mission tours that are typically organized as initiatives of individual members of the church. Just contact us to find out more information. There are also several ways of keeping up with what's happening in the mission field. We have a blog, The Mission Diaries, where we share stories and ideas from the mission field. Here is one. Andres and Sara Valencia were baptized in Costa Rica in 2002. Here they are on this picture, the couple with the white T-shirts in the center of the photo. Andres and Sara were actually from a small town in Nicaragua called Malpaisillo. Since they became Christians, it had been their dream to go back and share their faith with their family and friends. Several years later, they sold everything they had in Costa Rica, and they returned to Malpaisillo. God has since blessed their sacrifice, and we now have a church in Malpaisillo. And here are some of your brothers and sisters from that church. There are many more stories to tell. You can follow MCA Missions on Twitter. You can also like us on Facebook. You can see videos on our YouTube channel. You know, as Christians, we are citizens of God's kingdom, not of this earth. Everywhere we go, everything we do, we are ambassadors of Christ. The mission is a mindset. It's something that is rooted in our heart and projects into everything we do. And ultimately, what we want to do is to give more and more people the opportunity to say, just like the man in John chapter 9, verse 25, "One thing I do know, I was blind, but now I see." Thanks for your generous support, and thanks for your prayer. Que Dios los bendiga. God bless you.